Our story begins in the dark, damp belly of an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. The air is cold, smelling of rusted iron and old blood. Tied securely to a wooden chair in the dead center of the room is Jinwoo. His clothes are torn, his face is severely bruised and swollen, and his breathing comes in ragged, agonizing gasps. Standing over him, casting a long, predatory shadow, is Hwang Dongsoo, the ruthless S-rank hunter who betrayed his own country for the American Scavenger Guild. Dongsoo's eyes are devoid of any human warmth. For months, a single burning question has consumed his sanity. How did his older brother, Hwang Dongsoo, die during that fateful D-rank dungeon raid? He knows the system covered it up. He knows Jinwoo was there, and he knows Jinwoo was the architect of it all. Dongsoo strikes him again. The sound of flesh hitting flesh echoes loudly through the cavernous room. "Tell me the truth," Dongsoo snarls, grabbing Jinwoo by the hair, forcing him to look up. "Tell me what Jinwoo did and I might let you live." Jinwoo is terrified. He is a weak D-rank hunter trapped with a monster. His body is screaming in pain, and every instinct tells him to beg for mercy. But as he looks into Dongsoo's eyes, he remembers how Jinwoo always protected him, how Jinwoo lifted him up when everyone else doubted him. Jinwoo spits a mouthful of blood onto the concrete floor, glares at the S-rank monster, and refuses to utter a single word. He chooses torture over betrayal. Meanwhile, back in the luxury hotel suite hosting the International Guild Conference, Jinwoo is analyzing data. He pauses. A sudden cold realization drops like an anchor in his stomach. He looks around the empty room. In the chaos of preparing for the conference and dealing with international politics, he made a critical, fatal mistake. He forgot to attach a shadow soldier to protect Jinwoo. He checks his connection. Jinwoo is gone. In that exact fraction of a second, the calm, calculated facade of Jinwoo shatters completely. The music shifts. The slow cello is swallowed by a deep, terrifying sub-bass that feels like it's vibrating inside your chest. Every single soldier in the Shadow Army, from the proud, terrifying insect king Beru to the elite high orc sorcerers, down to the common undead infantry, is suddenly pulled from their slumber. They don't just salute, they fall heavily to their knees, their spiritual bodies trembling in absolute, unadulterated horror. They have never felt their king this angry. The monarch's wrath is a force that could level a continent. Jinwoo's eyes ignite with a deadly, piercing blue-white light. He senses a faint trace of Jinwoo's location through a distant shadow. He raises his right hand. Shadow exchange. Boom! The air in the room suddenly implodes. A column of black lightning crashes down into the concrete, throwing Dongsoo backward. As the dust settles, the Shadow Monarch steps out of the darkness. Jinwoo doesn't ask questions. He doesn't demand an explanation. The moment his eyes register Jinwoo's broken, bloody body tied to that chair, the trial is over, and the verdict is death. With speed that completely defies human perception, Jinwoo closes the distance. Before Dongsoo can even register the movement, Jinwoo's fist connects with his face. The shockwave shatters the concrete beneath them. Dongsoo, an S-rank hunter feared across continents, is reduced to a helpless ragdoll. Jinwoo systematically dismantles him, striking him with calculated, brutal precision. Dongsoo tries to activate his defensive skills, tries to summon his strength, but against the raw, unfiltered power of the monarch, his S-rank status is nothing but a joke. Jinwoo pins him to the ground, raising a fist cloaked in dense, destructive dark magic to deliver the final, executioner's blow. Crash! The reinforced walls of the warehouse explode outward in a shower of debris. The sky outside is revealed, and flooding into the ruins are the elite forces of the Scavenger Guild. dozens of top-tier, highly armed hunters, and leading them, stepping through the dust like a living god, is the Goliath himself, Thomas Andre. As one of the world's few national-level hunters, Thomas Andre possesses power that rivals the nations themselves. Face him, Sung Jinwoo. Stop this madness, and we can handle this through the Bureau. If you kill him, there is no turning back. Jinwoo doesn't flinch. He doesn't take a single step back. He stands over his prey, his head tilting slightly as he looks at the army arrayed against him. His voice drops to a quiet, deadly whisper that cuts through the wind like a razor blade. Anyone who stands between me and my target will be considered an enemy. The words hang in the air. The tension snaps. Thomas Andre gives the command, and the Scavenger Guild charges. These are the elite of the elite, but to Jinwoo, they are just obstacles. Jinwoo's shadows stretch, expanding until they swallow the entire battlefield. Come out. The ground opens, and the shadow army boils forth into the light. High orcs clash with armored tanks, undead knights trade blows with elite mages, and the entire warehouse district becomes a war zone. Jinwoo moves through the chaos like a ghost, dodging magical projectiles and shattering the weapons of anyone who dares approach him. Realizing his guild is being thoroughly embarrassed, Thomas Andre decides to end this himself. He steps into the fray, his golden mana flaring so violently that it burns away the shadows around him. He activates his ultimate form, the Goliath. His body swells, his muscles harden like titanium, and his physical strength transcends human limits. The ultimate showdown begins. The world's strongest hunter versus the Shadow Monarch. Thomas strikes first, a straight right punch that creates a sonic boom, leveling the remaining structures for blocks around them. Jinwoo meets the punch head-on with his own fist. The shockwave creates a massive crater beneath their feet. They trade blows at hypersonic speeds, golden light clashing against dark purple shadows. Thomas, realizing Jinwoo's agility is superior, opens his hands and activates his signature telekinetic skill, psychokinesis. A massive, invisible gravitational vacuum traps Jinwoo, dragging him violently through the air, directly towards Thomas's waiting, devastating fist. It is a flawless, inescapable trap. But Jinwoo's eyes flash with a dangerous, predatory light. As he is pulled inward, he doesn't fight the momentum, he accelerates it. He unleashes his own invisible force, ruler's authority. Massive spectral hands manifest in the air, overpowering Thomas's telekinetic grip and seizing control of the space around them. Jinwoo shifts his weight in midair, slipping past Thomas's guard. His fist is completely enveloped in a dense, terrifying vortex of black and purple mana. With a deafening roar, Jinwoo drives his fist directly into the cheek of the invincible Goliath. The impact shatters Thomas's absolute physical defense, sending the national-level hunter crashing heavily into the dirt.
Seeing his defeat imminent, Thomas Andre releases a guttural roar, refusing to back down against the overwhelming pressure of the Shadow Monarch. Dust and debris explode around him as he activates his ultimate form, spiritual body manifestation. Golden, blazing divine energy erupts from his body, shaping itself into massive, jagged armor. Sung Jinwoo doesn't even blink. His purple eyes glow coldly through the shadow. Thomas drops his weight and lunges forward, tearing up the earth with massive, armored claws to unleash his signature skill, Capture. A vortex of telekinetic gravity manifests in his palm, creating a localized black hole designed to pull in and crush anything in its path. Gale force winds rip through the battlefield, dragging heavy debris and shattering the landscape into a swirling vortex of destruction as Thomas attempts to drag the Shadow Monarch directly into his lethal grasp. But the gravitational pull of capture isn't enough. Breaking through the telekinetic vortex, Sung Jinwoo closes the distance in a fraction of a second. A heavy, devastating kick shatters right through Thomas's divine golden armor, cracking his stone-like defenses with an explosive shockwave. Even in his ultimate form, Thomas is completely overwhelmed. Jinwoo moves like a blur of violent violet aura, unleashing a relentless barrage of brutal hypervelocity punches. Each strike lands with the force of a meteor, shattering armor, drawing blood, and cratering the entire reinforced stadium floor beneath them. With one final earth-shattering down smash, Jinwoo beats him clean out of his titanic form. The dust settles over a ruined landscape. Thomas lies flat on his back, bleeding, battered, and utterly broken. It's over, Thomas realizes, looking up at the invincible force standing before him. I lost.